Welcome to Thingy, where I'm going to try and document our journey into the third dimension. Yeah, you'll come in as well. As well as the two-dimensional aspect of videoing and vlogging. You're already doing your part, the easy bit, watching. And thanks for that. This is the first video that I'm going to put onto the channel. And where better to start than unboxing a 3D printer. So, no doubt there will be some mistakes made. And that's kind of the point. If you're the viewer with any intrigue or interest about 3D printing or videoing, and the whole thing is compromising your confidence, watch this space. I'm sure you'll be able to do a better job than me. If you're the kind of viewer with any knowledge on how to set up a 3D printer or make a video, either notice that I'm doing something wrong or you've just simply got a suggestion to make, please pause the video, not now, pause the video and comment below and resume the video afterwards for your viewing pleasure. This will be important, if not crucial, but definitely momentous to how things are going to carry on from here on. I'm using vintage equipment, rudimentary equipment, with very little knowledge on how to use it. So I kind of gonna need your help. And yeah, you can help out in the easiest way possible, and that's go down below the video and click the like button, the thumbs up. This will help YouTube's algorithms find my video and make it a bit more popular, hopefully, and more people can join the journey. It only takes a couple of seconds and it doesn't do anything to you or your viewing pleasure. Now, to the unboxing. Here is a cardboard box, and I have a blade. This was brought round to me by my mate Dave. Yes, everyone has a mate called Dave. Only my mate Dave is a super special smashing kind of bloke. And he probably doesn't realise it, but he's helped me through quite a difficult time. He has many 3D printers with lots of knowledge and experience on how to use them. Sometime back in mid-2020, in between lockdowns, I went round for a cuppa and a natter, shooting the breeze over how dismal the world had become. When a glimmer of hope, a spark of enlightenment, to a pathway of creativity and realisation, to the abundance of ideas I already had, to solving some of the small problems that life projects upon us from time to time. Like how to hold a writing implement in the position it's meant to be used, in a place it would be most handy. A pen holder. A perfect example of how to start manipulating different shapes and forms into the three-dimensional universe. No, you're not to worry if you're intrigued about this new gadgetry. I'm sure back in the day when inkjet printers were new, that they held a similar amount of intimidation. Really, they're not much different when you break it down to the basics. Instead of printing ink onto a two-dimensional piece of paper, it carries on putting layers and layers of a substance that it can form into a three-dimensional object. The difficult part, if you're not CAD savvy, computer aided design, is going to be knowing and learning all about the complex language and navigating your way around its logic. I suggest, find the plug hole, the plug lead. I suggest this is where you start. This is where I started from, at that point of having a cuppa and a natter, shooting the breeze back in mid-2020 with my mate Dave. And I will endeavour to make a video on this subject following this video. Just plug that in there. Switch it on. And power it up. Press that. Yep. You should click on the bell icon, by the way, and YouTube will inform you of when I've done this video following this video and is ready for your viewing pleasure. Click subscribe, why not, and join me on this journey through the three-dimensional universe. Quite a simple piece of equipment to start up. You just plug it in basically and follow the instructions on the screen. Give it a bit of time to warm up so that it can complete its extrusion. It's not a great deal of difference to install to an inkjet printer, really. The difficult part for me was trying to film it, and it doesn't even move. Now, this is called disappearing glue. It comes with the package. It's not a glue, it's a wax or petroleum jelly type substance. It feels quite slippery, and so I presume should be applied very sparingly to the bed of the printer to enable you to separate your 3D printed part from the bed when it's finished. As the printer works in micromillimeters to create your part, it's a good idea to keep everything extremely clean. one piece of leftover plastic extrusion could ruin a part that can take hours to print. I noticed a knocking sound that didn't sound quite right. As this is the first time I've run a 3D printer, I probably let it carry on for longer than it should have. It turned out that I hadn't pushed hard enough on the PLA filament that is fed into the top of the nozzle. No harm done, thankfully, as this isn't my printer after all. Now, you can see the extrusion is starting to come out. This means it's ready to print. But as I aborted the operation earlier, with the knocking noise carrying on, I just had to wait until it heated up again to finish its operation. And it gives you a nice little tune to let you know when it's done. There we go, back to the main menu, and to level the bed with the nozzle. Set that going, and it gives you on-screen instructions on what it requires you to do. I'm just clearing the excess plastic extrusion so it doesn't get confused. Once this is all set up, you shouldn't really need to touch it from there on. As it happens, the bed was fairly level to start off with and didn't need much adjusting. One confusing part, it tells you to turn the adjusters on the bottom clockwise or anti-clockwise. But of course, if you're looking from above, clockwise becomes anti-clockwise. Bear that in mind, I suppose. And it gives you a high-pitched tone to let you know it's adjusted. So, on to a test sample that it already has in its own memory. I know now why 3D printing videos are all done in time-lapse. This part took around 10 minutes to print. I left it running whilst I went off to watch a video on how to make videos, and it turns out there's quite a lot to take in. And there it is, the finished result of the test sample, and it looks quite neat and tidy. Although I'm not sure what it's supposed to be. I suppose it would have been nice if it made something that was useful. Anyhow, if you're interested in purchasing a Flashforge printer, I think this one has been discontinued as it's quite old now, but I'll leave a link in the description below for you to have a browse through what they're currently doing. Hopefully in the near future there will be some on-screen links for you to click and go and see what other videos I will create to follow this one, and hopefully they will be of a lot better quality content. Thanks ever so much for watching, and you should click subscribe and come along for the three-dimensional journey.